Hi guys, glory to Jesus Christ, and welcome back to my channel. I'm trying a little bit of a new recording setup. I'm trying to find ways so that my glasses don't blind you guys. So we are mobile, check it out. Someone bought a gimbal, so I'm going to try to not make you guys too seasick with this, and I'm going to hope that I have read the manual well enough and that this works. So fingers crossed. Anyway, the other disclaimer for today is that if you hear a cat shrieking in the background or scratching at the door, she's fine. That's just Giblet, who loves attention, and my husband is asleep right now because it's 3 a.m. and she wants to be in here with me, but she cannot be in here with me because she likes to destroy things. So she's fine. She's just being loud. All right. So I want to talk about something that I learned about myself recently. We're going to talk about one of my sins. And I recently learned that this was a sin of mine. And the reason that I'm putting this out, I'm kind of putting myself on blast on YouTube, is because knowing now that I do this has enabled me to hopefully stop doing it. And it feels real good to finally maybe be able to break out of a thought pattern that has really kind of boned me over the years. You know, it's not been a good time. So what happened was a couple weeks ago, I had been praying to God to show me my secret sins. And that's a terrifying prayer. I would not advise you to do that, by the way, unless you really want to know the answer. And I knew it was going to be bad, but who dogged it? I did not realize it was going to be like DEFCON 5 bad. You know, a bad time was had by all. But I actually feel great because the only person in my life that I can change is me. And so now that I'm aware that I'm doing this, I can stop doing it. Glory to God for that. So here's what happened. A little bit of background first. I had a really bad verbal fight with somebody. This was some time ago now. It's in the past 6 months, I think, but it was not in the immediate past. And the fight was that this person was literally inches from my face shrieking at me because they felt that I had said something to them that was condescending. And you know how we all have our little pet peeves, ways we don't like to be treated, and so this person, that's their pet peeve. And well, it was unintentional. Apparently that's how I came off to them, and so they just completely lost it. I mean, it was scary. It was so bad that I thought I was going to get slapped. I really did, but I didn't. And so in the aftermath of that, I was having one of those lovely imaginary shower arguments, like do you ever have that where you have a confrontation and then you're in the shower and you're like thinking of what you should have said? And so my big thing was, well, you do it too. How dare you be upset at me for that because you also do condescending things, right? You're a hypocrite. Okay, that's what I was saying in the shower. And then I had prayed to God to show me my secret sins. And what he showed me was this. I've had throughout my life a very difficult time accepting people's forgiveness. So, for example, let's say that I get into a war of words with somebody, which I shouldn't be doing in the first place, but, let's say that I'm in a squabble with somebody. And particularly if I am in the wrong, and I apologize sincerely, I have trouble not making the apology, but I have trouble accepting the acceptance of the apology. And so what I was doing in my mind, without even realizing it, was I was thinking whenever I would see whoever it was, the relevant person, the other belligerent in the argument, that I would tell myself that they had pretended to forgive me, but that there was a part of their heart that still hadn't, and that they were still kind of holding it, like lording it over me almost in their own mind, and that when they would look at me or when they would think about me or when they would interact with me, that they would be going in their own mind, oh, well, I'm being a good Christian by forgiving her, but geez, she was so wrong. I hope she learned her lesson. Right? So I kind of superimposed this bad thought pattern on other people. And I had no right to do that. I had no evidence that they were doing that, none whatsoever. But for some reason, I'd been tormented with this. And I knew that I needed to be more humble because I realized that, well, if I were more humble, it wouldn't bother me that they're doing that. Right? And that is true, of course. But that wasn't really helping me out a whole lot. And when I say this was tormenting me, I mean, I'm talking about how I would see someone where I had had an altercation with them verbally like 10 years ago. And I still had these thoughts in my head. That's hell on earth, by the way. And I was in hell on earth, but I didn't know how to get out, really. And then I thought back to the whole condescending argument and how I had called in my heart this other person a hypocrite and been like, well, he does it too. He can be super, super condescending, so he shouldn't put that on me, right? And I drew the inevitable connection, which is the reason that I had been projecting those horrible thoughts onto other people was because I was doing it to them. And that I would see them, maybe not the same people, maybe it was somebody different, somebody who had, been mean to me or been condescending or whatever, hurt my feelings in some way, whatever. And then it apologized. And I was holding on to it a little bit, not in the sense of still being mad at them, but, it was almost like I was keeping score, I guess. And I didn't realize I was, but I was. And I would feel, I guess, there was like a twinge of almost superiority, like, yes, well, I forgive that person, but I still remember what they did, and, gee, I really hope they've improved themselves. Wow, right? Right? Who's the jerk in that situation? You're looking at her. So God gave me this, this horrific realization that I was doing that. And two things happened. So the first was I felt horrible, and rightly so. When I realized that I'd been doing that, I just went, that's horrible, self. What are you doing? Stop it. But then almost immediately after that, I felt 20 pounds lighter. Because again, the only person that I can control and the only person that I can change is me. And so I can change my thought patterns. And I can now say, you know what? I don't want to think that way anymore. So when I apologize, and that apology is accepted, I'm going to do what I should have been doing all along, which is I should take that person at their word. I should take it at face value. And if I happen to be incorrect, and if maybe one or two of them still, are holding it against me in their heart still, or are looking down on me in their heart still, that's really none of my business, because ultimately that's an issue that's between them and God. And it's none of my business, and even if I feel that way very strongly, I need to try to just water off a duck's back. I need to just try to go, water under the bridge, let's go. I'm moving on up, and I'm going to assume the best about them. I'm going to assume that they were honest in their forgiveness because I was honest and sincere in my apology, and I'm going to move on. And that feels great. It feels great. So I'm sharing this with the YouTube world, or my teensy tiny corner of it anyway, because maybe there's somebody that will watch this one day and this might help them too. I mean, I feel fantastic. I feel fantastic, you guys. So I wanted to come here and have a little mini confessional and tell you that, because why wouldn't I want to share this feeling with people, you know? So, especially in Lent, my priest said something the other day. He said, you know, none of us knows if this will be our last Lent or not. And it's got nothing to do with the war right now. Regardless, no one knows if this is our last Lent. No one knows if this is our last hour on earth. Tomorrow's promised to no one. So we've got to take this seriously and start really doing that watchful work of forgiving other people and not projecting our own garbage onto them. And we all know that. And it took me way too long to actually do it. And I'm sure I'm going to fail at it in the future. If there is a future for me, if God doesn't take me tonight, could happen. You never know. But at least I'm aware of it. I'm aware of this particular cockroach. And so with that awareness comes the ability to hopefully not do it as much. And so if this means anything to you, if you've gotten any kind of profit from it, I'm a happy camper. I'm a happy camper anyways, actually, because as terrible as it was to know that I did it, at least now I can try to stop. Anyway, I'm going to shut up now because it is almost 4 in the morning now, and I need to get to bed. Thank you for watching this. I love you all. I am going to come back real soon with another video, hopefully at a better angle. I kind of feel like I'm sliding out of frame now. I'm not sure what's going on with this. Anyway, kind of feel like earthworm mode. But I didn't want to wait until tomorrow to set up the camera and do everything the way I normally do it. I just wanted to say this while it was in my heart. So I love you all. Thank you for watching. Please keep watching. Please subscribe. Please hit the like button. Please do everything that you can to help the YouTube algorithm out. And I am going to slide... I'm going to slide right out of frame, and I'm going to slide right out of your lives temporarily. Oh, look at me. Look at me. Oh, hey, there we go. Hi. Hello. And anyway, I'm going to shut up, and I will see you guys real soon in the next one. Bye.